Hi, my name is Todd Bigelow. I'm a freelance photographer based in Los Angeles for the last 30 years, working primarily with editorial, corporate, and nonprofit clients. I'm also an adjunct professor of photography and photojournalism and a soon-to-be author on a book on freelance business practices. This is 2 Minutes with Todd, a short video series where I address business practices for freelancers. Hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. A little note, if you hear some voices in the background, I've been having some work done at my home, which is one of the reasons why I haven't posted lately. And I'll try to get this done quickly without having too much background noise, but just in case you hear that, that's what's going on. I want to cycle back to talking a little bit about licensing because I've been doing a little bit of engaging with some photographers on Zoom sessions and on various platforms regarding licensing. And I think that there is an unfortunate misunderstanding that licensing is quote unquote dead. That there's really no way to make any revenue from stock photography. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think stock photography licensing is as good as it was 25 years ago. Before Getty and Shutterstock and Alamy and others took over the industry with the low fee, high volume, Walmart type business model. But that doesn't mean that we can't engage in and create licensing revenue from our individual archives. There are some things that you need to do. Most recently, and many of you have probably heard about this, Google has instituted a new measure to help push visitors to your licensable images on your archive. And that's something that you really want to take advantage of, but it's something that you actually need to know how to do. So in order to have a licensing badge, so to speak, or even just information that's saying you're the creator and a link back to your website, when people search for particular images and your images come up in the Google search, you need to have some, information in place on your website. Okay, so first and foremost, you need to place a link on your images that will be used by Google as a way to verify that these images are licensable. Okay, so there's a couple of places that I put it in. I've read various blog posts and information on where exactly it has to go, but I put it in multiple places because I figure, hey, if it's in multiple places, it's going to benefit me no matter what. So in the IPTC metadata section of your images, I place a URL to a page on my website that is about licensing and permissions to use my work. Okay, and I take that URL and I place it in the web statement portion of the IPTC metadata. I also place it in the usage rights section, and for a third placement, I put it in the licensor section. Okay, so it's a link to a page on my website. So I created a page on my website about licensing and permissions to use my work, as many sites do. Huge corporations have a permissions link on their site if you want to use their content. Okay, and on that page, I list, that many of my images are licensable. I even have a little video tutorial on how you can license directly through my website. But nonetheless, there's information there on how to license directly or indirectly by contacting me on my website. Okay, so that link is placed in the metadata section of my images. Now, what I do is I ingest my images when I shoot through Photo Mechanic, and on the template, I have that automatically in. All three of those sections, web statement, usage rights, and licensor, have that link. So every time I'm importing images to just begin the editing process, that link is already there. And it's going to obviously follow itself up into my Photo Shelter archive. Okay, so I'm really not doing anything. Every time I ingest images now, that link is automatically on there. For older images, yes, I did spend time going in and literally batch adding that URL into those sections so that when those images are viewed on Google, there's going to be a link back to my website. Okay, and the vast majority, as you can see here, of traffic to my website is from Google. So this is a really important part of the process of generating traffic to your site so that hopefully people find what images they're looking for and it leads to a license. Okay, so to sum it up, licensing is not dead. It does take work. It does take effort. But there are some things in place, that you can do to help facilitate that process so that you can put a little bit of extra money in your pocket while controlling your work. Okay, so make sure you do that and monitor your traffic so that you can see where that traffic is coming from. If you do that, you'll definitely understand how important it is to provide that link into the web statement, usage rights, licensor section, so that people can land on your site. Okay? Hope that helps. Stop back again, and I appreciate your interest in the business side of things.